Hello, today I'm going to be continuing on this topic I've been discussing about challenges Christians face. In particular, today I'm going to be talking about frustration. I'm going to be talking about different aspects. I'm going to be going from the definition and into what could cause frustration and how we can overcome frustration. There are different things that can cause frustration today. And so it's good that we'll be examining these things and how we can overcome them. It's very important that we discuss this. I'm going to be shedding more light into it. I hope you watch and you're blessed by this video. I hope it's going to enable you to understand how you can overcome frustration. It's a common thing in today's world, but it's overcomable. So listen and be blessed. Frustration. Frustration is a negative feeling of disappointment and dissatisfaction that one may face when something doesn't go his or her way, or something fails, or just in a bad circumstance when something goes bad. So frustration is a feeling that people can face. Everyone can face frustration. No one is exempted. And it's not a good feeling, like I already said. So we don't want to be dwelling on evil things. We don't want to be dwelling on wrong feelings, and that's why we need to know how we can overcome this frustration. But before then, what could cause frustration? Frustration could come when we fail. If you fail in something, you can get frustrated. Frustration could also come in when someone omits to do something he or she ought to do. When you delegate a task and then someone is expected to perform that task, but the person is not responsible enough, or the person does not carry out the task for one reason or the other, can get one frustrated. So there are different ways we can all get frustrated, and that's why we need to be able to know how we can overcome it. So how can we overcome frustration? It's easy to overcome frustration. It may not sound correct to some people, but it actually is easy. It's just having the right mindset. And I'm going to be breaking down how we can overcome frustration. As I've said, everyone can be frustrated. So number one, the first thing is to have the right knowledge. Always run to the right knowledge. Run to the fact that frustration is overcomable. It's easy to overcome frustration. That's the first thing. Just have that at the back of your mind. Just believe in it. Believe that you can overcome frustration. And the way you can get that right knowledge is through the Bible. In the Bible, you see how you can overcome frustration. You see that frustration is not something that should be with us as Christians. It's not something that we should hold on to. And so, with the right knowledge, we can start on the right way. So, have the right knowledge, know what God says about frustration. Second point is that you have to focus on what is good. If you see yourself frustrated, change your focus. Change your focus. Don't focus on what is getting you frustrated at that point. Yes, it's tempting to just dwell on it and try to analyze what caused this, why could it have happened this way. But at that point, when you see yourself in that position, change your focus. Focus on something that will give you gratitude. No matter how frustrating something is, there's something you may pick that will help you to be able to see that despite this frustration, there's something to learn or something to benefit from that. So focus on the right thing. Focus on something that will help you to be grateful. Also, the third point, similar to the second point, is you should have a positive mindset. Have a positive mindset. You see, things can go wrong sometimes, but with the right kind of mindset, you see that despite something happening in a particular way, despite something not happening the way you wanted it to happen, there's still hope and you can still be able to achieve something better. So keep a positive mindset. That's one thing that I have been able to learn over time. I hardly get frustrated not because I cannot get frustrated, but because I intentionally avoid dwelling on frustrating events. I try to focus on the positive things. In Nigeria today, there are a lot of things that can get someone frustrated. But still in Nigeria, people who know me will hardly say I get frustrated because of the way I tune my mind. I make sure I focus on the positive things. I know that with God, I will be fine. Once I do the right things, the other things I want to do, despite whatever is going on right now, I'm going to do well. So that's a positive mindset. You have to have that kind of positive mindset to be able to overcome frustrating events. There are things you can hear that can get us frustrated. So once you have a mindset that is always inclined to focus on the positive, you see yourself being able to overcome frustration. So focus on the right things. Focus on what is positive. Focus on God. Also, the fourth point, you have to pray about it. When you're calmer, you feel better after taking the last 3 steps, pray about it. You see, we all need prayer. And so when you pray, it just gives you a sense of communication. You know, you are sharing a problem with the greatest. You're sharing a problem with God. And so it can help you. Once you are really in the mood, you really want to spend time with God at that moment, you see that it's a problem you are sharing with God. And God is the solution provider for all situations. So you just pray about it and God will help you. Pray. So God will help you to be able to overcome that point of frustration. That's what is causing you to be frustrated. Because yes, you can keep a most positive mindset, but you also need to deal with it. Taking us to the 5th point. Now, after praying, you need to identify what caused you to be frustrated and begin to profess solutions that can help you to be able to overcome that challenge. If it's not something you can overcome now, be patient. Just continue. Think of ways you can end that event from happening again. So you begin to now analyze, you begin to plan towards how could this not happen? How with that event that caused you to be frustrated not happen again? These are things that you need to keep in mind. It's good that you deal with it. Don't run away from a problem. You have to face it. But this is a good way to face it. So go back and find what caused the problem. And I believe with that, you're going to have a good time overcoming frustration. Now to the 6th point. Avoid saying things that are evil. When people are frustrated, there's a tendency they may want to say some things out of the anger they are feeling, out of the frustration. Because frustration leads to anger. So when they are angry, they may start saying some things they ought not to say. So avoid saying evil things. In James, when we look at James 1:19, the New King James Version, it says, "So then, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath." That's one. In James 3:10-11, it says, "Out of the same mouth proceed blessing and cursing. My brethren, these things ought not to be so. The spring send forth fresh water and bitter from the same source." So you need to avoid saying evil things. From the scriptures I just read now, you can see that we are not supposed to live with anger or with evil words in our mouths. When people are frustrated, they can start saying things. They can say things that they may regret later. But because of the anger they are feeling at that moment, they just act in that way. That's why you have to be careful what you say. Avoid some things. Avoid saying some things. Don't curse yourself, because the tongue is a very powerful weapon. When you look at that James, in James 3, read the whole of James chapter 3, you see the power of the tongue. The first part of James chapter 3, you see the power of the tongue there. It's as small as it is. It's so powerful. It can destroy a man's life. And that's why you need to be careful what you say. When you're frustrated, avoid saying anything that will make you say the wrong things. Avoid being in a position where you later regret what you said. The Bible has urged us Be slow to rust. Be slow to speak. Consider what you say. Don't let your mouth be a mouth that will bless and also curse. Let it be one blessing. So you need to really look into this part of your life. Are you a person that easily says wrong things when things don't go your way? There are different things that can cause us to be frustrated. But what we do with that frustration is what matters. How we react, how we respond to it is the most important thing. Now, the 7th point. Avoid environments that will trigger frustration. There's some environments you can be in that will provoke frustration. Maybe a dirty environment, or an environment where people always say wrong things, they do wrong things there. Things that can get you frustrated. So you need to avoid those kind of environments, because they can easily provoke frustration, and that's not what you want. So look at your environment. Where are you staying? Who are your friends? Where do you live in? So anything, if it's an object around you that causes you to be frustrated, you need to give it space. So able to help your mind. You're helping yourself in that process. So avoid things that will trigger frustration. And the last but not least point, love everyone. Love every good thing. You see, with love, we can overcome frustration. People can provoke us. Your friends, your colleagues, your family, they can provoke you. But if you love, genuine love, the agape love of God, you can forgive. So love. When you love, you see yourself overcoming frustration easily. Love things around you. Enjoy the beauty of the world. Look at the trees, look at the good things God has created, and just adore them. Just enjoy life. Life is to be enjoyed. Enjoy the good things while you can. Don't get frustrated over every single thing. Look at the good things you can be happy about. So these are steps you can take to overcoming frustration. And I hope you won't just look down on these steps, because they are very important. They are very important in helping you to overcome frustration. People who know me know that there's some things that I will not say. I will not say. Some things I hate to say. Things like I'm broke, or Nigeria is useless, or some things that I know that later on I will wish I didn't say. Some things that I feel bring me down, and so I prefer not to say them. And I urge you to select your words carefully. Select the things you say. Your tongue is very powerful. Don't let your tongue be the cause of your frustration. And I hope you will not be frustrated. As you apply things you've learned here, you will see that things will become better. Just apply them intentionally. And put it at the back of your mind that frustration is easy to be overcome. Thank you for watching the video. I hope it blessed you. And I hope you keep on tuning in. There will be many more videos coming. So keep watching. If you've not subscribed, subscribe. Thank you for watching.